can I ask you just to stay in this room for the time being? I just remembered I've left my torch upstairs, so I'll just go back upstairs and get it. The church upstairs, but you'll notice that what we've got down here is an awful lot older than what you've got upstairs. Because where you were sitting upstairs in the nave of the church, that was completely rebuilt in about 1820. It was, what had been there was flattened, and it was rebuilt on the same footprint from new, in new materials. So the pillars you see upstairs are iron rather than stone, and the windows are cast iron and such like. But then yes, you come down from the 1820s upstairs, you come down here, and you're in a room which is around about 800 years old. Not far from the same age as the church. We don't know, as it's the way of it, you don't know when churches were founded because there isn't a record to say in Walsall a church was built on in such and such a year. The first record that we have of the church is of the year 1200. Time of King John, when King John actually gave the church to the Bishop of Lichfield. Briefly, he fell out of the church and then took it away again. But that's the earliest record of the church, but that was talking about a church that was already here at that point. So we know it's 800 years old, and it may well be a bit older than that. It could be as old as the town of Walsall, because you would have a church in a town, and the church obviously bagged the best spot, because it's the tallest, the highest spot, very prominent spot. See it for miles around, so it's a place to build a church, isn't it? Mm. So the church, when it was first built, obviously wasn't as big as it is now, because the population grows over that 800 years or so. So the initial church would have been the cross shape that you expect in a medieval church, and a modern church come to that. Facing east at this end, west at that end, but would have been a lot shorter and narrower than the present church. Over the centuries it's expanded outwards, and about 300 years after this was built, it expanded eastwards by quite a distance to when that part was built. But yeah, this is the below ground level of the church that was here in 1200. This was never a public space. It wasn't where the people of Walsall had come for services. They'd have been upstairs. This would have been a private space used by the clergy at the time to prepare for services. Using that door, going up the stone, the steps cut in the stone, and then once they finished, there was a spiral staircase that took you up into what was then the chancel of the church. And this was the outer wall. Beyond that was the churchyard, and beyond that, I guess, would have been fields. So yes, it's a distance. But how we know it's this old is basically down to the, I guess where it is, but also the architecture. So the vaulting that you've got holding the ceiling up is, by its style, thought to be around about 1250 to 1300. It's quite slender, which makes it slightly later than that. Likewise with the windows, the pointed arches to that one there, and that one was also a window which was later turned into a door, but two windows looking out into the churchyard. So it wouldn't have been as dark and gloomy as it is now. It was lights coming in. If you look carefully at that one there, you can see where there were certainly bars going across. You can see the holes going down the sides of the window. So we assume it would have been glazed. You've also got, so in terms of medieval features, you've got two windows, wonderful vaulting, doorway there, and that's the square cupboard in that corner there, with a couple of non-medieval candles in there, just for effect. But that would have been the technical term, I think, is an ormary, but basically a cupboard used to store precious things belonging to the church. So probably the church plate, the chalice and paten and so on, would be used for communion. You have to imagine a wooden door in that shape there, with a hinge on that side where those two holes are, probably a bolt of some sort there for that hole. And you imagine there's quite nice metalwork to hold it all in place. And the other thing is you've got two holes in the wall, one there, one matching on the other side, which it's all guesswork, nothing written down, but you can speculate it may well have been something to hold a rail in place. And again, speculation, but if this room was used by the clergy as a private space, it might have been partly for robing up for services, it might also be for preparing spiritually for services, and there may perhaps have been a small altar at this end, so they could have had a period of private prayer before they went up to join the congregation. Maybe. So that's this room. Oldest space still standing in Walsall by some distance. About 250 years after this, in 1464, 1465, we have a record for that, so it's not a vague date, it's an exact date. Population of Walsall had grown significantly, the town was flourishing with all the different trades. A need for a bigger church, I guess also a need to have a church which was in the modern style. So the chancel, the area where you've got the choir stalls and the altar upstairs, that was built from new in 1464-65. So what we're going into now was built to hold it up. So this is the outer crypt, and it's basically the basement of the chancel upstairs. When we go through, please mind your head on that, because it's very unforgiving. Got through unscathed so far, haven't we? And last night, we opened last night, I told you we wanted to bang which isn't good, but anyway, so this space isn't as old as next door, it's only 550 years old. But before we talk about this room, quick look at the wall that's facing us here, because this was the outer wall of the early medieval church. So if you've been coming into Walsall from what's now the Birmingham Road end of things, that's the view you'd have seen. Ground level round about here, hence the stone that's below is all rubble as foundation. And you've got three courses which were obviously the bottom of the wall to take the rain away from the foundations, and the wall going up above. You've got two windows giving light into the room you've just been in, which would have been quite oddly placed right at ground level, so you've had probably grass here and then a window, which is an unusual feature. And then going up above, out of sight because of the ceiling there, there would have been the east wall and probably a big east window in the church proper with the altar behind it. So yeah, that's the outside wall of the early church. Then this was added on in 1464-65. When it was first built, clearly it's built with this great big panel vault built for strength, built to hold up what's up above. But it was also built as a usable space. These days it's a bit dark, partly because outside things have changed. The ground level has changed over the centuries. You're in churchyards, the ground level of the churchyard tends to rise over the centuries because you have centuries of burials. So when this was the outside wall, that was where the ground level was. When they built this extension and the chancel up above, the ground level was still the same, because you can see, if you look round, there's two different sorts of stone here. There's a grey stone up to about there, and then once you get above that, it becomes a red sandstone, and it's the same all the way round. You can see the difference between one stone and the other. And I guess that's to provide effectively a damp course, so that the harder stone would keep damp at bay. Unfortunately, the centuries going past, the level of soil goes up, so you end up with soil next to red sandstone, which doesn't go well, so hence you get some of that blistering of the stonework. But when this was first built, it would have been quite almost a comfortable space. There would have been daylight through to it, because these little indentations in the wall, the two on that side, that one there, and you have to imagine that space is now a doorway, being the fourth space, the same as that. They would have had some sort of way through the walls to provide light coming in. It's not simply a window, because it's quite a thick bit of walling on either side, but that need have brought light in. The fireplace, although it looks modern, looks like it's a 1980s rustic fireplace, but there has been, and there was a fireplace there. So this space has the air of being possibly a church room or a church meeting room. Something which was perhaps used by the church for celebrations at religious festivals, or possibly a space which was used for collecting the church tithes. People come in and giving the money that was due to the church, or the church giving that money on to the Walsall Abbey, who had been given rights over the church, and they appointed the clergy, and they also could cream off about 2/3 of the church's income, which stopped when Henry VIII abolished the abbeys in the 1530s. But they would come over probably every quarter or every half year to take away their money, their income. No bank transfers back in those days. It was all done by proper money, wasn't it? Other things to point out, I mentioned that door there, that's Victorian, and was put in as a way out to the churchyard. And you can see by the little line there where daylight is, that's ground level. When this was first built, the way out to the outside was this door. If you've had time, you may not have done as yet, to walk around the churchyard. There's an archway that goes under the church, and that comes out into that archway. Although you wouldn't see much of it now, with the ground level having risen, there's only about the first 1.5 foot visible. If you go through the archway, you'll see a little black rectangle, which is the top of that doorway. So that was and people were asking last night, how old is this door? And the answer is we don't know. But you look at it, and you look at the fact that there's at least 3 generations of locks on that space there, and it's a good age. I'm not sure if it's as old as the room, whether it's a 15th century door. It's possible. We ought to spend some money on getting the timbers tested. But it's a doorway. Behind it there's breeze block, so it's secure. And in that corner, you've got a doorway with the foot of a spiral staircase blocked off, and that took you up into the chancel. If you have a chance to have a look in the chancel when we get back upstairs, it's well worth looking at, because the choir stalls are 15th century. You've got wonderful carving on the back of them, so well worth a look. And it's impressive stained glass as well. But when you go into the chancel, if you look to your left, just where the steps are, you'll see another locked doorway, and that was the way out. And it would have been clearly a shortcut for the clergy to go from here up to the be close to the altar. Any questions?
Was it ever flood there?
Not in my time. No, it's we think it would be prone to, because it's not a particularly watertight door. There's a difference in levels, but we have to make sure. One of the things that the church has to do, and the church officials have to do, is to make sure all the downpipes are not blocked, because there's a pipe just outside there. I guess if that was blocked, the risk is it would come straight off the roof and of course there's lots of roofs, so lots of water comes down at one time. But thankfully I've never actually witnessed there being flooding. There's an element over there of damp. I think that's just damp coming through the wall, which we should gloss over. I think there are buildings again. The nave upstairs. It's the same as one that you might see on the way in or the way out of the church. The one upstairs has got the letters picked out in red paint, so it's easier to read. It commemorates or marks the gift to the church of a sum of money by a Christian society from that time, which was aimed at making seats in parish churches free to use. A lot of churches from the Middle Ages onwards had seats which were part of the possession. If you bought a house in Walsall, it might come with this particular pew next to such and such a pew, and that was your seat, nobody else would sit in it, which meant there was a growing population. There was no room for people to come in and sit down. They had to stand in the back or whatever. So churches have to grow when they build little galleries and they to accommodate more people. So at that point, when the church was rebuilt upstairs, some money was given to make just under half of the seats in the church free. I suspect most of those free seats were up in the new galleries, so they were effectively the cheap seats. But they're comfortable seats, but they were still free. So these seats, it was another 50 or 60 years before all the seats downstairs were free. So it's changing times, isn't it? Mind you, people still like their own seat, don't they? Good. Quite a lot of younger people as well. It's not one where the population is gradually aging. It's older people and lots of younger people as well. So it's busy, yeah. When you go back up the stairs, I'll go back up first to make sure the gates open. But again, mind your head. When I bashed my head last night, it was going up rather than coming down. Because you get overconfident. Please mind your head on that one. That's okay.